What is more beautiful than death?
Hi, I'm Kirsten Ria and welcome to Watch Mojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Underworld gods. For this list, we're looking at deities associated with the land of the dead from various mythologies. Did we leave any out? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, the Devil, aka Satan, aka Lucifer. What self-respecting list of underworld gods would be complete without the Christian man downstairs, old Scratch himself, the freaking devil? He's inspired some of the coolest heavy metal album covers of all time, been the subject of songs by the Rolling Stones, appeared in an Adam Sandler film, and spawned a DC Comics character and TV series.
So I like to punish people too. Or at least I used to.
Call him Satan, call him Lucifer, the Christian devil is perhaps the most easily personified when conjuring up a mental image of the underworld. Big horns, a pointed tail, and burning red with all those deadly sins he's holding on to. The devil has permeated nearly every form of media in some way, shape or form. Number 9. Sedna. The history behind the goddess Sedna varies, but there's at least one major creation myth that deems her ruler of the Inuit underworld. The Inuit are a group of indigenous peoples who live in the Arctic regions of Alaska, Canada and Greenland. Although there are different versions of her legend, the main gist of the story stays consistent. Her father throws her into the sea for one reason or another, and her fingers somehow end up severed, usually at his hand. Is this a bad time for a pun? Sedna sinks to the underworld and her fingers become the seals, walruses and other marine life the Inuit will later hunt. Sailors are well advised to offer tributes to this ill-tempered queen, lest their ships suffer grave consequences. Number 8. Nergal. The area once known as Mesopotamia includes the modern-day regions of Turkey, Iran, Kuwait and Syria. Within Mesopotamia's ancient mythologies was an infamous god known by the name of Nergal. He was a warrior-type deity, known for his fierceness in battle as well as his representation of the summer sun, which could damage crop growth. Myths tell the tale of the underworld being bestowed upon him by his parents, where he would rule alongside his consort, Ereshkigal. Nergal may not be the most famous of the Mesopotamian gods, but archaeological evidence of entire cults dedicated to him prove that his name was more than fairly well known at the time. Number 7. Baron Samedi. If you're looking for a good time, call Baron Samedi.
Good evening, Mr. Morgan. 'Tis a pity that our first meeting shall also be our last.
This guy's full of personality. He and his wife both. Samedi and his wife Maman Brigitte are underworld spirits called Loa, who are associated with traditional Haitian voodoo. Baron Samedi likes to hang out at the crossroads between life and death, which means he's usually the one welcoming souls in the land of the dead.
The only fire here is in the water, so share a drink with him.
Both Samedi and Brigitte are known for their foul mouths, tailored clothing, and fondness for both tobacco and alcohol. In other words, they know how to party. All joking aside, Samedi is a striking visual presence, and is even willing to barter with humans if they have something he desires. Just remember, the house always wins. Number 6. Yanlo Wang. Chinese mythology possesses a world of interesting figures, such as Yanlo Wang. Unlike Meng Po, the goddess of forgetfulness who awaits souls in the realm of the dead, Yanlo Wang has an excellent memory as well as faithful minions. That's because this deity is the judge of souls entering the underworld, and his court knows the exact time of death for every soul thanks to a special book, so that none may enter without his prior knowledge. Yanlo Wang's ultimate decisions can range from reincarnation and revival to eternal pain and suffering. But most, if not all, mythologies also praise him for his wisdom. so the pure of heart and soul need not fear their fate. Number 5. Xolotl. The afterlife is a complete mystery for the living, so it helps to have a guide out there in the far beyond. That's where Xolotl comes in, the Aztec god of fire and lightning, who also runs that all-important first tour for souls entering Mictlan, the Aztec underworld. He's usually depicted as a man with a canine head, although he's prone to shape-shifting at a moment's notice. Some myths also place Xolotl's importance alongside Quetzalcoatl as a pair who control the sun's rise in the morning and setting in the evening. Fittingly enough, it's Xolotl who's responsible for what is understood as the death of the setting sun. He leads it through Mictlan every night so it can be reborn in Quetzalcoatl in the morning. Number 4. Yama. Our next god has been worshipped by both Hindus and Buddhists as Lord of the Underworld and a judge of the dead. Yama is often depicted as a dark-skinned man, using a buffalo for transportation and capturing lost souls as he goes. His personality differs depending on the text, with Hinduism often portraying him as a just judge, while Buddhist text sometimes stresses his wrathful anger. In Sikhism, he isn't so much a god as a minion of the supreme god Vaheguru, who has been appointed to the duty of deciding whether a dead being goes to heaven or hell. Yama is known across many countries and in many mythologies, including East Asian and Iranian. Number 3. Hel. The Norse pantheon kept things relatively simple with its definition of the underworld.
Fine.
Hel is both the place and the name of its ruler. Hel, the being, is the daughter of Loki, and, as is only fitting, was appointed as ruler of Hel, the place, by Odin himself. Hel's siblings are equally fearful creatures, the wolf Fenrir and the world serpent Jormungandr. Odin, as it turns out, had plans for each of them, but it was Hel who he entrusted with the 9 worlds. Hel is also a notable member of this list for her apparent crossover with other mythologies, specifically the Old English Gospel of Nicodemus, where a version of Hel engages the Christian devil in a war of words. We smell a rap battle.
Hel watches over all those who have died, good or bad.
Number 2. Osiris. One can't make mention of the Egyptian underworld without first referring to at least 2 deities, Osiris and Anubis. While the latter is a god with a wolf previously described as a jackal head that's associated with the traditional process of mummification, Osiris, his father, serves as Egypt's judge of the dead. The dead person's heart will be weighed against the feather of the goddess Maat. Should a heart fail the test, the soul is devoured by Ammit, devourer of the dead. Should it pass, however, the person will be invited into the kingdom of Osiris. Creation myths also associate Osiris with mummy wraps. The story goes as follows. After his brother, Set, kills him and dismembers his body, Osiris's wife, Isis, manages to collect the parts and wrap him up, giving him the ability to resurrect himself. Before we name our number 1 pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Batara Kala, underworld god worshipped in Java and Bali. Charon, the ferryman of Hades. Sekhmet leads departed Egyptian pharaohs into the afterlife.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Hades.
Who are you?
I am Hades.
Like Hel, Hades shares his name with the place he rules. His consort Persephone helps him govern the ancient Greek underworld, but we'll spare you that whole story for another video. Hades, along with his siblings Zeus and Poseidon, are the most powerful of the Greek pantheon.
But here, you want something to hate, then have it.
Although he's known for his quality, Hades isn't actually an evil being per se, but a grim one, a stately ruler over the dominion of the dead. With Zeus governing the sky and Poseidon gifted the sea, we can understand why Hades might be a little bitter. They basically locked the poor guy in the basement. By all accounts, Hades is a fair ruler, but make no mistake, never ever try to cheat him out of a soul that's rightfully his.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.